So, why is Scotty standing out in the middle of the road? Well, obviously we have our cars here, but Telf's about to rock up with another broken Carnage car, and it is not the car you expect. Yeah, everyone expects the taxi to be broken. No, it runs and drives enough to get in and out of the workshop. Supermang's fine, it's okay. But the Lexcen gave up the ghost on Drag Challenge. Drag Challenge weekend, we just ran it, and the auto died on the way back from Mildura, leaving Telf stranded. I think he's just about to show up. But yes, Telf was stranded in the middle of nowhere. We had to go rescue him, or I actually had to go rescue a few people out of the car. And then Telf got to babysit the car until it got picked up, and he ended up in Bendigo at 4 o'clock in the morning. But yes, 4L60 things, which means we're going to push the project ahead. Yeah. So, motor and box is coming out, and a 1UZ is going in. Here he comes now. We'll clap it in. It played strong, it did well, but yeah, she dead. Well, I think it drives enough to get in the workshop, that's about it. So we'll unload that, stick it straight up on the hoist, and it's getting a 1UZ very shortly. It was doing well, playing strong. That takes a long time to get to the drive. Wow, there's a long transition from drive to reverse. It's like into drive, 4 seconds, into reverse, 4 seconds. It's not good. Anyway, that's the end of that. Oh wow, that is a lot of fluid. Where has all this come from? And why does it start there? Wow, that is a lot of fluid. And then so it's fallen down onto the Trolvo, and then, oh, I know. So it's gone into the Trolvo sunroof, which has a channel all around it, and then drain tubes which run down the A-pillars down under the car. So all this fluid on the floor has come from up here into the sunroof channel. Oh, that's going to be fun to clean. It'll never rust. Anyway. And then it's drained down onto the floor. So we got some cleanup to do. Oh, wow. Well, I guess no prizes for knowing what comes next. We're going to pull the motor and box out of this thing, change the cross member over, get it ready for a 1UZ. It is time. It really is. Oh well, we got some cleanup to do. Clean some stuff up, move this Volvo. Get it done. Wow, that is so bad. Crap. I love this job. Wow, there is a lot of fluid under here. It's all down the exhaust. It all seems to be coming from the converter area, which makes me think it's done possibly a converter seal, like a front pump seal or something like that, or because it doesn't seem to be coming from further up the box. It's all here up the front, and then it's all blown back across the transpan and the exhaust. Certainly doesn't seem to be forward of the converter area at all, which makes sense because it's obviously transmission fluid. Yeah, well, who knows how many Ks this thing's got on it, because the odometer says 340 plus thousand, but the odometer only works 1 day out of every 3. So, you know, this thing could be making the taxi look like a low kilometre car. Who knows how many Ks are on this thing. It could have 500,000 pretty easy. Don't know, but the plan always was to pull the motor and box. So we're going to do that. To put our 1UZ in, we need to have a V8 cross member. So we'll change that as well. Although 6-cylinder cross member doesn't look that different, but anyway. We've got the cross member there. We'll put the V8 cross member in there. That'll work with our 1UZ and the mounts we have from Castlemaine Rod Shop. And then we can start putting our 1UZ back together, put motor and box in the car. Yeah, well, this all got pushed up ahead of schedule, I've got to say. We're kind of working towards it, but the time is now. So, let's get to work. So some rocket scientist has decided to weld the head of the bolts, which are easily accessible from underneath. They should have welded the nuts. The nuts were hard to get to. So now I've got to undo the nuts, which are near impossible, where I could have got the impact driver onto the bolts easy as pie. Idiots. One near new O2 sensor. I don't know. Do we have a use for that? I'm not sure. Always do the hard side first. Really? Let me go there. Wow. And there we go. Pool of oil on the floor. Okay, that's engine mounts. I think we need to start moving up top. Right, slide up. The good old V6. It's a shame it's not an Ecotec, otherwise I'd put a blower on it and whack it into Superman. Apparently that's a bit of a thing if you open up the ring gaps. The higher comp with the supercharger actually works pretty well on E85. But it's not. So anyway, it goes out and maybe someone will give me 200 bucks for it because it's got a lot of Ks on it. This is not the Superman V6, that's for sure. You want to play? I'll play. Bang. Bombs away. Wow. Oh, it's disgusting. Wow, that's looking like a bit of a crime scene. I'm going to get dripped on, I know. Okay, so we have it as unhooked as it's going to be right now. It is knock-off time, so we're not going to keep going with this today. This will be a job when we're fully enthused, first thing in the morning. We'll rip this motor and box out. We'll just let it continue to dribble on the floor overnight, and we'll come and clean it up and then drag the engine hoist out, rip this sucker out. But yeah, that is a job for tomorrow. Must be beer o'clock. Okay, so we're up to the meaty part of our chunky Lexcen salad. Time to remove a motor and box. First, I'm going to lower the back end of the trans so I can drop as much fluid out of it as possible before it all ends up on the floor. We'll see how that goes. Great. Now I need to pee. Now it's time to discover what we haven't disconnected. Something over there. Oh, we've sprung a leak. Okay, I think we are free and clear, other than the fact it's leaking oil everywhere. Oh, wow, there's so much oil there. I'm going to call that lunch. That was very yummy. But anyway, we have an engine and trans out of the car and they are never going back in. If you're interested in a very high mileage V6 Commodore engine, get in touch with us. But yeah, we won't be asking 500 bucks like we did for the Superman engine, because that only had 117,000 Ks. Well, like we said before, This one's got 340,000 plus on it, and we're not even sure how much more because the odometer works 1 day in 3. So yeah, it's got some Ks in it, but still runs pretty good. The gearbox, not so much. I think that one's for the bin. Anyway, over here in the engine bay, it's looking very filthy. So what we've got to do down there is basically swap out the K-frame, the K-member, the cross-member, whatever you want to call it. That one's got to come out. We've got to put the V8 one in there because that's the way our Castlemaine Rod Shop engine mounts work with the V8 cross-member. So we'll change the cross-member over. We'll probably do lower control arm bushes, all that sort of stuff, maybe some ball joints at the same time. Do some cleanup down there, and then come over to the engine and we'll talk about that. So those that have been watching before have seen that this is our 1UZ that came out of the Sora. You may notice the Sora is gone. We made a call and someone came and picked it up, so it's gone. The engine is spread all over these benches and everything. We pulled it down because the plan is to put Kinetic gaskets, head studs in it, maybe some camshafts. We haven't totally decided on that yet. However, we have a brand new pair of Kinetic gaskets there in the packet from VPW. So they're ready to go. We're still waiting on the head studs to arrive. They'll be here shortly. Then we can get gaskets, heads back on. If we're doing camshafts though, we'll have to change valve springs. So we'll make that decision in the next couple of days. We have our front sump. It has arrived. We know it works with our cross member and our engine mounts. So yes, cross member goes in, engine mounts go in. Well, engine mounts get attached to block. And then we put engine back together, stick it in the car, make boosty noises, and all will be good with the world. Well, that's a very abbreviated version of what's going to happen next. But I think next, yeah, we get the engine together. I've got a brand new timing belt, got a brand new water pump to go on it. Yeah, a lot of new gaskets and stuff. It's all there. I just got to make it happen in amongst everything else in my life. But that's part of what we do. And you're going to see all that on future episodes of Carnage.